Today we're going to talk about hair care. I have in front of me recommendations across all categories in hair. If you're not familiar, I actually was a hairstylist for about 14 years. I still technically am a hairstylist, but I was behind the chair for about 14 years. And honestly, hair care is almost as near and dear to my heart as skincare. So I definitely have an affinity and a collection of hair products that I have tested and tried not only on myself, but also on clients that I'm going to share with you today. In front of me, I have tools to share. I have brushes to share, of course, shampoos and conditioners. I have the best mask I've ever used. I also have a tool that is very, very inexpensive and will take your at-home conditioning treatment game to the next level. I also have treatments if you have dry and brittle hair. And I have a hair scalp serum that is so fantastic for hair growth and regrowth. So I want to get into it because there's a lot to share. I will say, if you go to the hairstylist, and you can, always try and buy your hair care from them before you shop online. So if any of these things are intriguing to you and you think that maybe your hairstylist might sell them, definitely check there first. If you don't go to a hairstylist or you prefer to shop online, I will of course link these in the description box, but I definitely wanted to, kind of encourage you to always check with your stylist or your salon before you buy online. Okay, let's get into this. I want to start with shampoo and conditioner, and I have 3 different shampoo and conditioner sets to share with you that should hit everyone's needs. Now, the first one is going to be Olaplex, and this one is just good all around for everyone. It's good for all hair types. It is fantastic for if you color treat your hair. It's great if you have kind of more of an oily scalp, but it's also fine if you have damaged hair or you have frizzy hair. It's just really, really good shampoo and conditioner. Looks like this. Now, of course, Olaplex is not inexpensive, but it is extremely concentrated and it goes a very, very long way. So you don't need a ton, especially of the shampoo, to get a good lather and to get a good wash. Now, when we move into the budget end of the spectrum, I have one that I think is equally great, and it is at Target or Walmart, and it's by Beauty and Planet. Now, this is one that I actually share often with my daughter. We will both use this. This is the coconut oil and ylang ylang. It's really a beautiful fragrance, but more than that, you guys, it is really fantastic if you have dry hair, damaged hair, if you have frizzy hair. It's a beautiful shampoo and conditioner, and it is sulfate free. So if you do any kind of keratin treatments, this is a shampoo and conditioner that is really great for preserving that treatment because it does not contain sodium chloride, which if you get those kind of keratin treatments, you know that sodium chloride will break it down fast. I love that it comes with a pump, and it's just a really, really great option at the drugstore. It is one of the best, brands that I've come across at the drugstore. I picked this up at Target. They do have versions for like volume and that kind of thing, and they're great too. My best friend actually uses the one that is for volume, and she loves it. And I do her hair, and I can tell that it treats her hair nicely. So Beauty and Planet is my budget shampoo and conditioner recommendation. Now, the other recommendation that I do have for shampoo and conditioner is if you have hair extensions. If you have hair extensions, this one from Brazilian Blowout is amazing. This is their B3 Extension Repair Shampoo and Conditioner. Now, B3 is actually a treatment that you can get in salon, and basically it proteinizes your hair and hydrates your hair. It can kind of seal down your cuticle and just make your hair look kind of like you got the ultimate conditioning treatment and a Brazilian blowout, and it is just incredible. So definitely something to ask your stylist about if they do B3 treatments. Now, this is a shampoo and conditioner that goes along with those B3 treatments. If you have extensions, this is just fantastic. It leaves them feeling really, really silky. I have hair extensions. It leaves them feeling really, really silky and shiny, but not weighed down, not too heavy, and you can comb through them really, really well. And it kind of helps with the cuticle of extensions. I got to tell you that even when I don't have hair extensions, the shampoo and conditioner is fantastic. I do have naturally curly / frizzy hair, so this one for me is just really nice and smoothing without weighing it down a bunch. It is one of the best shampoo and conditioners, hands down, I've ever used for extensions. And not only do I wear extensions, and I have on and off for years and years and years, but I'm an extension educator. So I actually teach hair extensions to other stylists. And this is definitely one of the shampoo and conditioners that I always recommend in any class that I ever teach. It's just a really, really good one. Now, along with the shampoo and conditioner, there is a ionic extension spray that is from that same line. You guys, this is an amazing leave-in conditioner if you have extensions, but also if you don't and you just want a really nice kind of silky. It makes your hair silky and feel stronger, and it takes down frizz. It's just lovely. The only caveat to this one is that I do feel like it has a tiny bit of like kind of a masculine scent. If you don't mind that, it does dissipate, but if you don't mind that, then you will be okay with this, and I don't mind it. I prefer for my shampoo and conditioner to have less scent, and if it does have scent, I usually like fruity scents personally, but it doesn't bother me. It dissipates and it's fine, and it literally leaves your hair in such good condition. And if you have hair extensions, it leaves your hair, it really will help with the longevity of the hair that you have from hair extensions. Now, the budget option to this is actually by Sunbum. It is such a great leave-in conditioner. You can get it at Ulta, you can get it online, you can definitely get it, I think at Target you can usually find it. And it's kind of funny because it's from a sunscreen line and it is drugstore. So honestly, when I first picked it up, the hairstylist in me was incredibly skeptical about it. I was like, there's no way. It is one of the best leave-in conditioners if you need to tame frizz, if you want shine back in your hair, if you need to detangle, if you have a child who has longer hair and you need to get through that hair, that Sunbum leave-in conditioner is definitely an all-time favorite. It's almost like the spray is a spray cream conditioner. It comes out and it looks like a spray lotion almost. And I am telling you, spraying that like mid strands to ends, you can just comb right through the hair. It has a lovely scent and it is an affordable option at the drugstore. Now, along those lines, I'm going to share this with you now, but the brush that you choose to use with your hair is really, really important. So I highly recommend wet brushes. Now, you've probably seen these before, and lots of hairstylists do sell these brushes, so definitely check with your hairstylist. But they're literally wet brush. W-E-T is the name of the brand. I got these when I was still in salon behind the chair because when I would get a client back from the shampoo bowl, these really help to just comb through the hair without, roughing it up and taking a lot of time, and certainly without hurting their hair. These are fantastic if you have hair extensions. These are wonderful if you have kids with longer hair and, it's hard to brush through their hair. These are a game changer. They make a huge difference. They are magical in the way that they can get through tangles, and you start at the bottom and you work up. I'm serious. These wet brushes are worth the investment for the lack of breakage, because if you do brush your hair when it is wet, that is the time when your hair is the most vulnerable to being broken. So you really want a brush that's going to be able to get through those tangles without really ripping through your hair. Wet brushes, for sure. These are a must-have in my opinion. Now, moving on to, let's talk about a hair serum. I did a whole video on hair loss, and I definitely believe that hair serums can make a huge difference in your hair. It can help with follicular health and help, create a healthy scalp bed, which in turn can not only help with producing more hair, but also can help with quality hair from the follicle. So thicker hairs to come out that are stronger and able to resist, damage better. So the one that I've been using is actually by Bradceuticals, you guys. This one is adipose derived. Now, the only place that I really would prefer to use adipose derived conditioned media would be on my scalp. And the reason why is adipose derived stem cells are actually inflammatory. And the reason why that actually is good in this serum is that when you use it on your scalp and you haven't needled, you haven't done anything like that, that inflammatory conditioned media can help to, stimulate the inflammatory response and help with, just creating a healthier scalp bed. It is really an innovative formula. I like it very, very much from Bradceuticals. So this is the hair serum that I definitely recommend. I've had this one for a couple months now. I got it after I did the hair loss video and I love it. I think it is a wonderful option. It's affordable, more affordable than a lot of the other options out there, and it's really, really good. So this would be the scalp serum that I recommend. So let's move on to another treatment that I think is fantastic. And this is also from Olaplex. I've talked about this before, you guys, and this is such a game changer in the at-home world of hair care. And it is their number 0, which always sounds funny, number 0, and then their number 3. So these are a treatment duo that you can do at home that kind of mimics the Olaplex 1 and 2 in the salon. Now the 1 and 2 in salon are going to be stronger. They're going to be more potent. It's going to be more of an in-salon service. But Olaplex came out with 0 and 3 so that you can maintain and do this at home. Basically what you do is you put the 0 on. It's very liquidy. It's like a water, but it's definitely not water. You put it onto dry hair. I typically use the 0 on my mohawk area, my bang area, because that's the part of my hair that seems to get the most breakage. You leave that on for 10 minutes and then you add the number 3 and you leave it another 10. Now, if you don't have time to do that, and I've said this before, sometimes I only make it 5 minutes with the 0 and then 5 minutes with the 3, and I get a great treatment. So you put these 2 on and you get through that entire treatment, and then you rinse, wash, condition your hair, and go on like normal. And it really, really makes a difference. If you are somebody who's trying to get to be a blonde, let's say, and you're a brunette, and you're going through that whole process with your hairstylist, this is something that is fantastic to do weekly at home in between your salon visits to ensure that your hair stays on your head. It is a really, really great way to prepare for a hair service, and it's a great way to preserve the hair that you have, especially if you're color treated. So I cannot recommend this enough. It is a wonderful, wonderful at-home treatment that you can do from Olaplex. Now, another treatment that's like that is in salon only, so I just want to recommend that you talk to your hairstylist about this. If you're somebody who notices that every single time you go get a blonde weave, for example, or balayage, you notice that you get a bunch of breakage, and it's just the way it goes, and you accept it, and you kind of go with it. Well, I discovered, because that's me, that happens to me, I definitely get chemical haircuts, so I do the Olaplex thing, and my stylist uses Olaplex in my color and everything, and I still get some breakage just because I have fragile hair that has gotten more fragile as I've gotten older. Well, I discovered this from Joico. This is going to be something that you want to just ask your hairstylist about, but this is called Joico Pro Series Defy Damage. This is their number 1. I cannot express how much this has saved my hair. I've been trying to go more and more blonde, and like I said, all these other things were helping, but I still was getting some breakage. When I got this, I started spraying it on my hair right before my stylist did my color. Now, of course, I cleared it with her to make sure she didn't mind, and she was cool with it. I can't tell you how much of a difference that first session was when she did my blonde. I had no breakage at all. None. None. And I haven't had that happen in so many years. So this product from Joico is definitely a game changer. It is in salon only, but a lot of hairstylists, at least in my experience, if you mention something to them and you say, I really would love to try this before my next service, they're happy to accommodate you, or try to at least. And I'm telling you guys, it would be a great thing to tell your hairstylist about, because it really does make a huge difference. And I used it in addition to Olaplex. So it didn't mess with the processing time. It didn't mess with her formula. It didn't do anything to, and we've done it a few times now, and it totally worked out just fine and didn't, mess with anything that she was doing as far as, the way she mixed her color and the way we processed. No, it didn't change anything. It is so, so good, you guys. So it's by Joico. I will list it in the description box. I won't have a link for it because it's definitely in Salon, but I want you to know so that you can ask about it in Salon. You can ask your stylist about it. Now, the next thing that I want to share with you is going to look really strange. In fact, it's going to look like it's out of like the War of the Worlds movie or something, you guys. But it is a bonnet that you put over a shower-capped head. Then you put this hood over. It has a hose that attaches to your blow dryer, your good old blow dryer, not any special blow dryer or anything. I want to say this thing was like $12 or $13, something like that. And you attach it here, this end. Then that goes right over the end of your blow dryer. And essentially what you have is you have a hood dryer in your own house. That will take your conditioning treatment to the next level, you guys. It is so incredible. So you sit under this for maybe 10 minutes with a deep conditioner on your hair with a plastic cap over it so it doesn't get on the inside of this. And then you remove that, you remove the plastic cap, you let it all cool down completely, and then you rinse. Such an incredible conditioning treatment. I would have clients come into the salon and we would do conditioning treatments, especially when we were doing things like we were trying to go blonde and I was really working on preserving the integrity of their hair. And this mimics that exactly. It is so fantastic. It's so convenient. It's so inexpensive. And it literally can take almost any conditioning mask to the next level. So my favorite conditioning mask of all time, I think I actually mentioned this on this channel like 3 years ago. So this has been a long time favorite, but it is by Macadamia Natural Oil. If you have ever used this, definitely comment down below, but it is so incredible, you guys. First of all, this is relatively new, this particular one. Actually, my best friend picked this up for me and surprised me with it, and I was so thrilled. But it smells like pears, I think is what it smells like. It does smell incredible. But what this does for your hair is it turns it into silk. It is so incredible. It is definitely a deep, deep conditioner. So if you have super, super fine hair, I think that this would be too heavy for you. But if you are struggling with damaged hair, if you have split ends, if you have hair that is compromised or color treated and you're trying to revive it, I am telling you, this is one of the best deep conditioners that I've ever used. It's just really, really good. Smells amazing and lasts forever. You don't need a ton of it. I've used the shampoo and the conditioner and a couple other products from this line, and nothing has been super impressive to me except for this deep conditioning mask. This is definitely an all-time favorite. So that is the Macadamia Natural Oil Deep Repair Mask. For styling, I only really have one real product to share with you, and it is so old school. I'm probably going to catch some flack for it, but I love it, and I've loved it for probably 15 years, and that is the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny. Now listen, this is a silicone product. It is a cyclomethicone, dimethicone, silicone product. So the entire, what this does is essentially it coats down the cuticle and kind of fills in where the cuticle has, you know, if it's roughed up, kind of fills in and seals it down. So it kind of skinnies the hair. It makes each hair, instead of looking fat, makes each hair kind of sleek and skinny because it seals down the cuticle. The other thing that it can do is help with humidity so that you don't get re-frizzy during the day. But what you do need to know about silicones in hair care products is that occasionally you do need to do, you know, like a clarifying treatment, that kind of thing. I have no issue whatsoever with silicones on the hair. I think especially if you have hair extensions or if you have dry, coarse, frizzy, unruly hair, silicones can really be your friend. And I'm not really sure why they've gotten vilified over the years. If you just use a clarifying chelating shampoo, you can get them all off and start over. And they're just amazing for how they can make your hair look. Now, one thing about it is it's important how you use it. So I use this when my hair is damp to wet. So it's somewhere between damp and wet. I never, ever put it on less than damp hair or drier than damp hair. And I absolutely would never use it on dry hair. That's how you end up with the greasy, dry, you know, oily look. The way that it works the best is when your hair is almost wet. So it's like, you know, not dripping, but it's pretty wet. And you put a few pumps of this in your hand, rub your hands together, start at the bottom where you're likely to have the most damage, the most split ends, the most frayed hair, and you work up. Now, I do often put it in my mid strands to ends, and the way that I do that is I might put maybe a half a pump. I really work it into my hands and I barely pat my hair, and then I start to do this. And what happens is because your hair is wet, that water helps to disperse the product so that it's not all in one spot. You don't end up greasy, and it really, really helps to make your blowout better. And it helps to just seal everything down so that you get more of a shiny canvas. I used it today, and you guys, I have the frizziest, most unruly, crazy looking hair. And for me to be able to get some shine out of my hair, to get, you know, and this isn't all obviously hair extensions, plenty of this is my own hair. And for me to be able to get kind of that shine, I have to use a styling product. I recommend really, if you do not use styling products in your hair, you should try. A lot of people I'll talk to use nothing. They shampoo and condition their hair and then that's it. And honestly, styling products are what can help take your hair to the next level for sure. So if you have dry hair, damaged hair, if you have unruly hair, coarse hair, consider getting something that is silicone based, and just make sure that you also incorporate a clarifying shampoo into your routine every couple weeks. Okay, so on to styling. I really just have one product that I want to share with you guys. I actually ordered this off of Instagram. I got sucked into Instagram myself, and it's one of these drying brushes. If you have long hair and doing a blowout is like, forget it, this is a game changer. I used to do blowouts all the time in the salon, and I mean, I would have people that just booked a blowout and I would do that, and I had that down to a T. I could whip out a blowout in, you know, short order, and it always looked great. I had the perfect side sweep, which of course now that would make me an old person, but you know, I had it down. But doing a blowout on myself is like, ugh, no thank you. And it's hard. It's hard to get to the back. It's hard to make it look, you know, the way that somebody else could make it look in salon. This brush actually has made it pretty easy. I'm able to separate out my hair and really get in there and give myself a really good blowout. So I highly recommend these brushes that are, they're large. That's kind of part of the thing. And I probably should have cleaned my hair out of it, but that's kind of part of the thing. They're really big, and it's kind of, this one is kind of like an oval almost, but it is seriously a game changer as far as doing a blowout on yourself at home if you have longer hair. I'd say anybody from medium to long hair. It's a really, really great brush and does make my whole routine much easier, and actually a lot faster than just plain blow drying and then styling my hair. In fact, as somebody with kind of unruly, curly, frizzy hair, this would be how I would want my hair to be before I curled it, because then I'm starting kind of with this non-frizzy canvas. So this comes in handy regardless of whether I'm going to wear my hair straight like this or if I'm planning to curl it, because it makes the end result better all the way around. So this is a huge recommendation for those of you ladies out there with longer hair, mid to long hair. Okay, you guys, I think I hit everything that is just my favorite things for hair. Hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully there are things in here that kind of inspire you to take care of your hair, maybe give you some ideas, and will help you to have better hair days ahead, because I know from being a hairstylist that it's kind of a mystery for a lot of people, the ways that they can actually improve their hair at home. I want to reiterate, if you do have a hairstylist, please do patronize him or her. They really appreciate your business when it comes to buying retail. And I do appreciate you being here today for this different kind of video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.